Hey, welcome back, and in today's video, David Dobrik has issued another apology. It's somewhat an improvement on his last apology in that it's not very blanketed. He actually mentions the things that he's done, the things that he should take accountability for, and even acknowledges the existence of Kat Tenbarge, Trisha Paytas, and others involved. But wait, there are definitely things that we gotta criticize. Also, I am doing a fundraiser for RAIN, the organization that helps survivors in situations like this. If you are interested, it will be right here, and any contribution is a good contribution. That being said, so right now David Dobrik is trending on Twitter. Let's check some of those out. E-News says that Dobrik's former assistant Natalie broke her silence. Let's see what she said. Natalie tweeted saying, "I spent a lot of time thinking about the recent accusations, and because of the severity, it's taken me some time to process. Like many of you, I'm upset and angry and do not condone the behavior detailed in the article or any sexual misconduct, abuse for that matter. I want to make it clear that I acknowledge, hear, and support those who come forward, and I stand by the victims." Another top comment says that David Dobrik said he couldn't wrap his head around the fact that his childhood friend was a not good person. That's literally the problem. Men will ignore and discredit women, but won't hold their besties accountable, smiley face. Now, I've not seen this video yet, so you're going to see my first reactions to it. Another comment says, "Reminder, it's the victims who are allowed to accept David Dobrik's statement." Smokey Glow saying, "I'm sick of YouTubers being praised for the bare minimum when the accusations are so serious. David Dobrik didn't fully address his own anything he was accused of. He barely scratched the surface and is getting praise for admitting to needing an HR team and shedding a tear." I actually tweeted saying this: David Dobrik apologized because it is the only thing he could do. Now, whether or not he did it to salvage what he has left of a career, or that he truly feels sorry for what he enabled, is up to debate. I hope that it can in some way help the survivors involved. And really, that's the only thing that I can hope for. That's my main concern in this situation. Now, if you're completely new to this situation, you have no idea who David Dobrik is. He's a United States-based YouTuber, comedian, actor, podcaster of Slovak nationality, and the creator of the Dispo app, which also the Dispo app has, he's no longer a part of that. A lot of companies are cutting ties with him. If you haven't seen my first video on this situation, I will put it in the pinned comment. So this is his new video. It's titled 3/22/21. It's got 2.1 million views and was released on his main channel this time. His other apology response video was titled Let's Talk, and it was on his Views channel. So the biggest improvement I see right off the bat is the fact that it's over 7 minutes long, where the other one was like only 2 minutes and 32 seconds long.
Hi guys, it's 1:45 in the morning, and
so right off the bat we do have an actual TW warning for those that are sensitive to materials like this, which I think is another improvement over his last video.
I'm finally by myself, which I know doesn't sound that crazy to be by yourself at 1:45 in the morning.
Another thing I want to point out is he is in the floor, and I just don't understand it, because you'll see that like 90% of all YouTuber apology videos, they're in the floor. I don't know why.
I've put myself in a lot of situations where I've needed to apologize for my past actions, and I've never done this correctly, and I've never done this.
For those of you guys that are interested in all the stuff that he had to apologize in his past actions, I'll put the link to the article that highlights those things in the pinned comment as well. What
this video isn't going to be is it's not going to be me discrediting Trisha, Kat, or any other woman involved. I'm going to be using words that may trigger some survivors, and that's just so I don't explain anything vaguely, and I can explain every situation.
He's brought up Kat, Trisha. He is acknowledging the presence and existence of these people who have been trying to hold him accountable for his actions. If you don't know, Kat Tenbarge is the person that created that article that is the main article that's been holding him accountable, and Trisha Paytas has also been a former member of the Vlog Squad, speaking adamantly out against the actions of David Dobrik and his Vlog Squad. So I think that's a good start to this video, and I do want to highlight how he's acknowledging and being sensitive to survivors. That's also a plus.
The woman who came out against Dom and said she was by him. As it was reported the next day, I got consent to post the video. Even though I got the consent to post that video, I should have never posted it. And what I understand now, and I didn't understand before, is that she sent that text because she felt like she had to.
I think that's a really important point. Hold on, I gotta get my pen. It's hard for me to have thought out conversations without my pen. So what he's talking about is boundaries. A lot of people struggle, including myself, struggle with boundaries. There's hard boundaries, soft boundaries. Hard boundaries being the more obvious things, soft boundaries being like somebody saying, hey, come with me to lunch, and you're just not really wanting to, but then they're like, yeah, go, and you do it anyway. So there's hard boundaries, soft boundaries, and I think in this situation, this person who was put on the spot probably would have had a hard time to say no to David Dobrik at that time, especially as confused as they were, because situations like this take time to process.
And I'm sorry. When she later reached out a couple months later to take the video down, I immediately took it down. And I want to apologize to her and her friends for ever putting them in an environment that I enabled that made them feel like their safety and values were compromised. I'm so sorry.
So he does straight up apologize. This is something that we often do not hear in these type of YouTuber apologies. It is a straight up apology where he actually says, I apologize.
To film videos with us, especially videos that relied on shock for views or whatever it was, that I was creating an unfair power dynamic. I did not know this before. It was completely wrong, and I wish I was more responsible, and I wish I was more aware at the time, and I'm so sorry I missed that. I didn't know.
So another thing I want to point out is he is showing awareness of his own power dynamic and the power imbalance and how that power could have played a part in this situation and the consent and asking for consent in these specific situations.
I didn't know what was going on in that room, and I should have been. I should have been there, and I should have been making sure that everybody involved was taken care of and wasn't uncomfortable.
He's 100% right about this. Like, he is the guy in charge. He's the guy. He's that guy. And he was an instrument in teaching the members of his vlog squad how to handle these types of situations. And obviously, as we know, none of them dealt with these situations very good at all. And I've heard a lot of the vlog squad members describe the situations with David as everything's a set. Well, that cannot be completely correct, because in sets they don't use real alcohol, they use prop alcohol and fake things. But these situations involved real people, real dynamics, real terrible situations, real alcohol. So there was a lot of irresponsibility all around.
Against Dom in 2018. I'm talking about Allie, and then I'm talking about other girls that address their problems privately or publicly. I'm sorry I didn't listen to you guys. I am sorry that I took.
There is a clip I want to play right here that I feel like is very important, and it's from an other vlog where some girls are saying some very troubling things about Dom.
You guys obviously don't know Dom because you hooked up with him.
It wasn't my choice, honestly.
What? Yeah. That's what every girl says when they hook up with Dom. You hooked up with Dom back in October. Now, did you give Dom consent to hook up with you?
I was drunk.
You were drunk.
Yeah, well, I was drunk too, so it's consensual.
No, it's not consensual.
He was straightforward. He just came up and did what he wanted.
You hooked up with Dom is because you were drunk.
Yeah.
She was drunk? Yeah, she was drunk.
He was straightforward. He just came up and did whatever he wanted. Another clip here.
This is something that David used to do. So he used to always go get like hella fireworks. I used to get a lot of fireworks. He was like the firework dude. We'd get all the goons and we would light fireworks off in neighborhoods.
Yeah, that was bad. I was always the guy that watched. Just like in my vlogs, I'm always the guy that like manipulates people and tells them to do stupid stuff. And I would just sit back and be like, yeah, that's good.
You're like,
So listening to him say stuff like this really calls into question his sincerity on his most recent apology. How can he say that he's the guy, the puppet master that pulls the strings, and then say that he wasn't aware of his power dynamic before? It seems like he's always been at least somewhat aware of his power dynamic and influence among his peers.
that was like the first girl that I like really hooked up with.
That was the first girl you hooked up with. You don't have to say really to make yourself sound cool.
That was the first one I
Ew, please.
in your minivan. But thanks to David, I took this girl and you know, I needed a place to hook up with her, so I took her to David's van. And then while I was like, you know, working my little dirty Dom magic, I could hear him and like 5 other guys just crowding around the car watching me.
Oh, you could hear us?
Yeah, you fuck. I think at one point I saw somebody standing outside like, dude.
All right. Let's go back to his most recent apology and listen to him say this again.
And I'm talking about other girls that address their problems privately or publicly. I'm sorry I didn't listen to you guys. I am sorry that I took Dom's word for what happened.
It just hits a little bit different when you put those two things together, and I think that's really important, and I want you as viewers to understand that
I couldn't wrap my head around a childhood friend of mine doing this to people and actually hurting people, and I'm sorry for that. Not only
he says that he can't wrap his head around his childhood friend doing this. He knew all along. You've seen the pictures. You've heard him just what he said. He had been known, and like now he's trying to act like he's sorry. But I got to be honest with you. I kind of wonder if it's the fact that he's lost almost nearly every major brand and sponsor. No one wants to touch David Dobrik and what he has enabled, what he seems to stand for.
But I platformed Dom. And not only did I platform Dom, but I platformed the subject of sex in a negative way where I made jokes about it. And I reinforced that kind of behavior. And I'm so sorry. And I really let not only you down, but a lot of people down, a lot of people that watch me and my friends and family for that.
We really have to question, is he only doing this because he's losing all his brands and sponsorships and his career is going down the gutter? Or is he doing this out of sincerity and sorrow that he feels for the survivors involved? I mean, it's really up to debate, honestly. And this is completely up to the survivors and those involved in this situation, but I feel like it goes a long way, and I hope that at the very least they can get something positive out of this.
That's when I first started taking into account the power dynamic and what influence I had on people that I was filming with. But what I didn't do is I didn't go back to any of these women and apologize. I kind of moved on and I learned from it and I grew from it, but I didn't address the situation with these women. I'm not talking publicly, I'm saying even privately. I didn't reach out to any of these people, and that breaks my heart knowing that I was doing all this stuff and I was making all this content while there was people that were still really hurt by what I
want to believe he's sincere, but I heard somewhere that this is also a dude that can cry on command. I'm not saying that the dude is fake crying. I want to believe that he is not. I want to believe that he is sincere. I want to believe that this is all in good faith. What I am saying is that I just don't know.
I think when there is a crisis, there's a serious opportunity to correct yourself, to learn and improve, and to make sure those mistakes don't happen again. And that's why it is so important to hold yourself accountable. And I think with this situation, there's a lot I can look at and there's a lot I can learn from, but there's a lot of mistakes that I made, and I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for everybody I've let down. I'm sorry to my family, and I'm sorry to my friends that I've embarrassed.
The motives are up to debate, but it looks like it's being received at least a lot better than his last response apology video. One thing that I feel like we do have to keep in mind is this is coming after all his brands are cutting ties. This includes HelloFresh, General Mills, EA Sports, DoorDash, Dollar Shave Club, Audible. Angel City Football Club also dropped him as the owner of the team. HBO Max. He had to step down from his camera app Dispo. Honey. And even Frank's Red Hot, SeatGeek, Chipotle, Bumble. I mean, the list goes on. All right, now that we went through this apology 2.0, after having went through all the apologies and all the information and watched a ton of old vlogs, I have to say that it does look like Dom looked up to David in almost like he was a little brother seeking approval. And on multiple occasions, David enabled and fed into these and egged on these types of situations, as you've seen with some of the clips that we showed here. I'm not going to buy David's apology or apology 2.0. It looks to me like he is lying. I mean, think of it like this. He was cruising through life, making his millions of dollars. Everything was fine, even though these things had already happened. And it wasn't until he started losing sponsors and money did he have a sudden change of heart and just start feeling so terrible for these survivors. That's just very odd to me, and honestly, it's very obvious. I'm not a naive person. I'm asking you not to be a naive person with me. I can't look at this any other way. This is a dude that knows what he's doing. I don't think he's sorry. I don't think enough time has passed. I think that he's going to have to sit on it, and it could take years. But you know what it's not going to take? It's not going to take a couple weeks and some lost sponsorships and money. That's how I feel. So was he sincere? I don't know. The timing tells me absolutely not. He's trying to do anything he can do to save his career. But we have to keep in mind and keep in focus the survivors involved in the severity of the situation to hold this man accountable. But at the same time, we also have to acknowledge that it was good for him to apologize to these people. And I'm glad he did that. And like I said, I hope that they can find some closure or something positive from that. That being said, and as interesting as this is, there's always something that's more interesting to me. That's right, you guessed it. I want to know what you think. So why don't you go ahead and leave your creative and interesting responses in the comment box below. Thumbs up for those likes. As always, brothers and sisters, I will see you in the next video. So I wore my hat backwards in this video. It felt weird the whole time. Honestly, it was unintentional. I forgot that I put it backwards, but I meant business, you know. But that being said, my personal opinions about this, I don't trust it. I'm still going to hold him accountable. What he did was terrible. The environment that he enabled was not good. I also feel like Dom should be speaking up and saying some stuff, but the dude needs to be in jail. Let's be for real. Dom, 100%. So, that being said, if you do want to contribute to the fundraiser here, I'd really appreciate it. I got it set for $10,000. I might continue this for the rest of the year, this specific fundraiser. I don't know. We'll see what happens. If you want to be a member of the Patreon and get your name at the end of my videos, the link will be in the pinned comment. Check that out, see if you want to do that. And I'm going to get out here. I have another video to make on this topic. I was actually editing it before this broke. We'll be covering the Jeff Wittick and Kat Tanbarge saga in this, and who brought the alcohol to the party. We don't know. Nobody knows. So we'll break it down and see what furthers in that situation. Because that's just another way to show that you're ripping, and how you do that. I'm going to subscribe, notifications turned on, be in the comment section after every single video, because I'm going to be there. Greg the Cat's going to be there, and the rest of the Red Sox community as well. I expect to see you there too, because this channel loves you.